Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to Martyn Lucas Investor. We are seconds away now from this historic Trump and UK-US announcement. We are very, very excited. We are just a few minutes away from bringing you this news. So here it is. We're just waiting for it to go live to the White House for a historic moment. We're going to cover it all live. You're in the right place. We'll also have a live phone-in. You can be on the show as well. We'll open We'll open it up as well. I've also got a poll running on our Google pages as well, community pages at Ranks on Google. Is a major rally coming? 70% of you say yes. That's great, 149 votes. We're just waiting for this broadcast to go live, and we've got backup streams, we've got backup information coming through. So here we go. All right, we're going over to the weather forecast first of all. Yeah, I mean, this is England broadcast, so, you know, there's going to be a bit of the weather forecast. I mean, you know, that's how it works. But we're on standby. So we've got all the feeds coming through. CNBC's on a break. We're always on a bloody break. Gets on my bloody wick, it does. Anyway, we're live. We're ready to go. It's rock and roll time. I hope everyone's well. It's a historic moment. We're going to go over to the White House any second now. We're waiting for any feed. Who's going to be first? We've got the White House coming in here. And we'll see which broadcaster gives me the best quality quickest. All right. So we want the best quality, not just the first. Right. We are waiting for this event to start. What is the UK saying? We're not saying much. They're just waffling at the moment, so we're not going to cover too much. We're on standby. So we got several feeds coming through. We got Sky News. Let's hear what's going on now.
Just give us a sense of the build-up to this big announcement.
Well, I suppose you could say the build-up began late last night when President Trump posted on Truth Social that he would be making a major announcement in relation to a trade deal with what he described as a highly respected country. And then this morning he added to that it was going to be a big and exciting day for the United States and for the United Kingdom, and then later added again that it would be a fully comprehensive agreement. Well, we'll have to wait and see just how comprehensive it is. It's certainly a symbolic moment because this deal, whatever form it takes, allows Donald Trump to argue that he is succeeding in terms of his tariffs policy, the imposition of those sweeping tariffs and what he described as Liberation Day back on April 2nd. It also allows Keir Starmer, of course, to argue that his don't rock the boat, softly, softly approach to this presidency is working too. He has achieved the first post-tariffs trade deal. That is a major diplomatic achievement. In terms of the substance, though, that's the real test. And I think we're going to have to wait a little while until we hear what that is. Donald Trump doesn't tend to be a details kind of guy. He's more likely to paint with broad brush strokes. He'd be hugely relieved to have got to this point, of course, given that he hasn't managed to end the war in Ukraine yet and hasn't managed to secure a renewed ceasefire in the Middle East. So he desperately needed news of a trade deal right now. We're just hearing here at the White House that this could be delayed for up to 30 minutes. We're not quite sure why. We know they've a number of visitors making their way here. We anticipate the UK ambassador to the United
There could be a delay.
States, Sir Peter Mandelson being one of them. And then we're told there will be a very carefully coordinated approach to all of this. There's probably going to be a telephone call between Donald Trump and Prime Minister Starmer. There's likely then to be a press conference from the President, followed by one by the Prime Minister. So as I say, symbolic, but we await the substance.
OK, David, do stay there. We're going to pivot over now to our economics and data editor, Ed Conway, who's joined with our deputy political editor, Sam Coates, who are both in Westminster. Sam, first to you. We're going to hear from Sir Keir Starmer a little later on, aren't we?
That's right. Look, I can see Downing Street wanting to make the absolute most of this moment. it looks as if the UK has jumped to the head of the queue when it comes to striking the first post-tariff, post-Trump second-term trade deal. It is a moment that they have been quietly preparing for some time. It will be seen as a vindication of Keir Starmer's approach to Donald Trump, which has been to hug him close, something that is an approach that not all his European leaders, fellow European leaders, have copied. And it will mean that he is able to claim, I think the heart of the claim that Keir Starmer wants to make is that by reducing some of the punishment inflicted by Donald Trump, he is able to save jobs.
We are waiting at the moment. So what we're going to do, we're not going to hear people just rambling on saying nothing. What we're going to do is we're going to open up the phone line. So I'm going to delete my pin at the top, and we're going to unpin this. We're going to give you the chance to be part of history. This sounds like an historic moment, very exciting. So if you want to be on the show with me, UK, US, wherever you are around the world, live video phone in. You can be on the event, live video, phone in, have your say, ask a question to me, whatever you want to ask, please feel free. Let me give you the link. I'm posting that in the chat right now. You have to be a member if you wish to call in. It's a members only thing, members only perk. So let me pin that to the top. You also have to let me know you are calling in as well. We are on standby waiting for Trump to start the announcement. So if you want to call in, you can. You've got time. You can be live on the event. Now, let's go to comments and questions as we are watching and waiting for the announcement to start. Very exciting. We will switch to members only because it's going to be extremely busy, this stream. I expect several thousand to watch live. So we'll go through everyone's questions and then we'll switch to members only. I don't think he did it today. He was busy being kind of, I'm not sure that is. Hello from Holland. Hello there. I've worked a lot in the Netherlands at the piano bars. Wonderful to have you here. Vanessa, how are you? Nope, Wadey, you didn't miss it. Hello from Scotland. Holland, lovely to have you here. Yes, smash the like button on the way in. Thank you, poor man, rich man. Good morning, Saab, lovely to have you here. We're waiting to hear from the White House. Good morning, Stephen Lewandowski. Saab, good morning, Simon. Nearly everything in the UK is taxed or charged for. That's what I did my petition for. Hopefully now you've all found it on X. Here it is. There's my X. There's my Instagram. I've also got Blue Sky as well. I posted that link earlier. There's the membership link. We're going to go members only. There's our Discord premium, a couple of bucks a month, $2.99. We are now members only on Discord as well, if you want to do that. If you want free shares from Robinhood USA, there it is. Free shares, Robinhood UK. There it is. Nearly everything in the UK is taxed or charged. What time does it start? Any moment. We're waiting for it's announced from now. So any second now, we're going to go to the White House to cover it. Hello, how you doing? Is there a precise time when he gets here? Gandalf quote. Any moment now. We're waiting to go. Lucas Aids, James 007. How you doing? Hello, Mr. Bond. Afternoon all. Kaz, good afternoon to you. Only 40 likes. Yeah, can everyone tap the like button? This is a historic moment. Let's do that. Let's get some funky music. And let's pump it up. Come on. Here we go. We want 100 likes. 100 likes in 1 minute. 100 likes in 1 minute. Let's go, 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 go. I'll bring you the number on the screen once we get close to 100. Done, Martin. Thank you, Sub. I knew you would. RB. Let's hope for a face-ripping rally. Smash the like button. Blue line pick. Hello, hello, hello. Hope he didn't trip on any wires. Oh, there we go. We've just gone through 100, 108 now. I'll update you in a minute. Smash the like button. Consider subscribing. We're about to hit 80,000 subscribers. Absolutely fantastic. Andre, patience is always worth the wait. UK-US deal. Yes, indeed. Maybe summit has happened. Can't beat a nibble. Share and use the hashtags. If you are calling in, you've got to let me know you're calling in the chat. Otherwise, I won't pick up the phone to you. You will remain in the dark. All right? So if you are a member... In fact, let me move over to members only mode now because we got people wanting to call in on the show. So it's going to get very busy. Expect a couple of thousand people to be in this stream. We'll move to members only. There you go. Okay, we're in members only mode now. Now, the stock market is going down before the announcement. It pumped on the announcement, it sells, it buys, it sells it down to buy it back. This is what happens, all right? Now, we're in members only mode. If you want to call in, let me know. You're in the chat. Simon, good morning to you. Sunil, hello to you. What time? We are waiting for the event to start. Any moment now. We are covering it live. We've got the White House in our sights. And we're very, very excited. Here it is on the screen. If you are calling in, let me know you're calling in. I cannot pick up the phone to anyone that I don't know is calling in. Okay. Checking in from Bristol. Simon, how you doing? Good to have you. Saab is calling in. Saab is on the phone. Saab has told me in the chat he's calling in. So I can now go to you. Saab. Thank you very much indeed. Guest spot number 1. There he is, Saab. Let me have a quick flash of Saab. There he is. How are you, mate?
How you doing?
You've got the XRP hoodie on. I'm loving it, mate. Look at that. That logo looks good, mate. That's booty. Sensei's logo as well. Look at that. Hey, I'm loving it. Very nice indeed. Does it fit okay? Right size for you?
It's really good. The material's good as well, and it fits really good. So
brilliant. I'll be back to you in a minute, mate. Great to have you on the show. What an exciting day it is. There you go. Good stuff. Good. Hi all. That's good. When is this starting? We are waiting to go to the White House any moment now. Any second now. It's scheduled to start. If you are calling in, you have to be a member, and you have to let me know you're calling in. Otherwise, I don't get any notification from you at all. Hello, Vinny. Is he here? Donald Trump? Is he here? Yeah, he's in my studio, just with me, personally. Do we need another broadcaster from the Lucas aides who just do the OPE? Just do the OPE? What's the OPE? Ain't got a clue what that is. The opening bell. Oh, I see, the opening bell. When does it start? Well, I did the opening bell. He's going to be here when he's ready. Boeing. It doesn't matter. All right. Did you get lost? No, I'm still here. I love this show. Everyone expecting the deal to be with India. Yes, there's a deal already done with India. Good morning, family. Hello, world. Sky News. We've got multiple streams bringing us the information. Martin, please, any comment on the US energy build out? Thoughts on nuclear power? Yes, I've just done an analysis on nuclear power. Go and check that out. Morning, friends. Sunny says, morning, friends. Is someone using a leaf blower behind the reporter? No idea. Sorted. Martin, there's an echo repeat on the live feed, mate. Sorted now. There you go. I've no idea what that was. Just like your delay. Just like your delay? What are you on about? I've no idea what you mean. Why does a bloke wear a tie without cinching the knot properly? What do you mean? Are you talking about me? Doesn't my tie look any good? All right then. Sorry about that. Is this a live shirt mug? Is this live shirt mug? Signature hoodie. Where's the link? Send me the link. Is this live shirt mug? Sensei hasn't finished the is this live? He's doing it today. I'll give you the link as soon as it's available. Smash the like button. If you are calling in, you have to let me know. People just don't listen to the rules, so you'll sit in the black forever. Hello from sunny Blackpool. I've done the Blackpool Grand Theatre 4 times after Joe Longthorne and before Les Miserables on Easter Sunday. Top of the morning to you, Martin. Bob Smith, thank you. Thank you, Martin, for all you do for the family. You are welcome, Sandra. Thank you for saying so. Thinking about you and your family at WWW. What's all that then? Good morning, Martin. How you doing? Brilliant. Good morning. Afternoon from sunny Malta. Oh, Malta. Done, said Dave. Liked and loaded. Thank you, James 007. We're nearly through all the comments. Saab is here. Samuel, good morning from Maryland. Good morning, Amir. Samuel, what did trade with the UK look like in the past? And how much revolves between the UK and the USA? Well, we're going to find out about that in a few minutes. Any news yet? Yes, excellent. Any moment now. Right, I've got through all my comments. Now, if you want to call in, please listen to the rules. So many of you never listen to the rules. It's crazy. If you want to call in, you've got to be a member. And then when you call in, before you call in, tell me you're calling in the chat, and I will look on the software and pick up the phone. If you don't do that, the phone rings forever and you sit in the dark. So there you go. Please follow the rules. If you do, if you don't, you're just wasting your time. I'm trying to help everybody get the best service. All right. The market's going down. It's what you expect. I told you this morning on my X post that the market would rally at precisely 3 a.m. Precisely 3 a.m. And it did. I shared it on X. My dear friends from the bank always know. So there you go. I shared that. What happened? It went up. And now it's gone back down again prior to the announcement. And guess what? It'll go back up again because the announcement is bound to be good. I mean, it can't possibly be a bad deal because we've got a deal. I mean, any deal is good for the US. Is it good for the UK? Well, we'll find out in a minute. Starmer can win some points or he'll get thrown under the nearest bus. I don't know. Anyway, Walker wonders why I'm currently at the Children's Hospital due to my little one having an infection. They were worried it was sepsis, but starting to turn the corner. Looking forward to Friday to be cheered up. Walker wonders why. You don't have to wait till Friday. Can everybody... what is the name of your child? What's your little one called? Walker wonders why. Because you don't have to wait till Friday. We're going to do it right now. What is the name of your little one? We need the name. And as soon as you give us the name... we are going to spam the channel like crazy as we await Donald Trump, and we are going to wish you the very, very best. So what is your child's name? We're just waiting for Walker's wonder why. Just come back to me. Give me the name. We're waiting on the White House. We'll be there in just a second. Come on then. What's the name? We're about to spam the hell out of the channel. You can see everyone's going there. Her name is Freya. Okay, everybody, you know what to do. Get well, Freya. And no one spams as good as me. You ready? I'm a professional. Watch this. If you can copy and paste as fast as that, you win £1,000. There you go. Get well, Freya. Everyone copy and paste. Send some love. And you can cheer off our dear friend up. Right, let's bring Saab onto the show. It's great to have you here, Saab. How are you, mate? How are you feeling today? I loving the gear. Love the gear.
A little bit rough because I was up watching the markets here and there last night.
Just like me, mate. Good for you. We go to work when we need to go to work. Let me sort my camera out. There you go. Absolutely. No time for sleeping when there's stuff going on, right? Absolutely. You sleep when the markets are asleep.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes, you put your alerts on to have a look, see what's going on, because, stuff's coming up, so you're going to know what's going on.
Oh, look at that. Get well, Freya. Thank you, Bucky Jones. I appreciate that very much. Here comes the spamming. Yeah, what did you think of that? Did you see my post? I said 3 a.m. Before 3 a.m. it would happen, and at 3 a.m. I took a picture and went, there you go, 3 a.m. it went up. Did you like that?
Yeah, so it was 1 a.m. over here.
Oh, because you're in the
time.
south coast. You're on the south side, aren't you?
No,
the west.
West Coast.
West Coast. Yeah.
So finally it worked out for me. You know what I mean? Because one's not as bad as 3.
Yeah, exactly.
You guys are up and early in the morning, and it's like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning over here. So.
I love it. I do love the new XRP hoodie. I'm glad that's the first one in black I've seen. So what we've got there, if everyone can see, Saab has ordered one of our hoodies from our shop, and what he's got there is an XRP official logo. We pay a license for that. It's not a rip-off or a made-up. We just done it and copied it and hope we get away with it. That is the real XRP official logo. We pay a license to Ripple for that. And on one sleeve, show me. We've got the logo. That's the UK and the US logo, Martyn Lucas. And on the other sleeve, we've got the Sensei Crypto logo. And that's all embroidered, done properly. It's not printed. It's embroidered, so it's quality stuff.
It's good quality.
Yeah. It should be for $300, mate. It's not a cheap hoodie, is it? Isn't that the one you got cheap? Is that the one you got cheap?
I got it on the cheap.
It was like something like 70% off with free postage and everything else. Oh my God. Yeah, well done. Congratulations on that. If anyone wants to get themselves an XRP hoodie, and you will pay more, I guarantee it, than Saab did, there's the shop, martynlucasshop.com. Go and get yourself one. We're waiting for Trump announcement. Very, very excited. Expecting a face-ripping rally. I'm ready for that. I'm already in. I bought the bottom. We're also looking at the old smoke machine. You know what I'm talking about? There it is. The roof. We're looking for white smoke. Now, I've seen this 3 times in my life. And I don't know what it is, whether you are religious, a Catholic or not. It seems to be quite exciting watching a roof and waiting to see what colour smoke comes out. It seems everyone is fascinated by this, whether they're religious, Catholics or not. The whole world seems to be staring at a roof, and it's quite funny because there we go, it's on again. It's on again. I've got to see it. There it is. All the cardinals are locked in a room. They're in the Sistine Chapel. Now, just to let you know, it's not like your regular chapel, right? It's got sleeping accommodation. It's got catering, toilets. It's everything. They're not really in there struggling or anything like that. It's not like, can we get on with this and vote because I really need to go for a pee? No. They got everything. They're all relaxed. They could be in there for months. It normally takes 2 to 3 days. It's already been a day. They're locked in there, and every time they have a vote, if they haven't got a majority, what they do is they put something on the fire that sends out black smoke. So they probably get an old rubber tire from down the scrapyard. They get an old rubber tire and black smoke comes out. But when they've got the decision and they've voted on who the Pope is, and I'll give you a little prediction, it's going to be one of the cardinals locked away in that room. It ain't going to be me. It ain't going to be Saab. We ain't going to get a text going, Martyn, you never guess what, mate. But they chose you. Bloody great. No, that ain't going to happen. It's going to be one of those guys. And then they've got another little thing. Maybe it's, what's white? We did a rubber tire. What's white, Saab? What can we burn that burns white?
Coconut.
Coconut. They've got a coconut. This is official coming from Saab. He knows. He's got an XRP hat on. He must know, right? They burn a coconut without the shell, because the shell would make it brown. Without the shell. And then they get white smoke. And you know what happens? Everybody in the big area in front of St. Peter's suddenly starts cheering with excitement. Everyone gets excited because they go, "We got a Pope." Yeah, I knew it was coming, mate. So why is it a big surprise to you? Because there's white smoke. Well, we knew it was coming. They run out of toilet paper. They got to let people out. So they got to change the toilet roll. Anyway, that's all happening. That's happening today. That's happening at the same time as we get Donald Trump talking tariffs and everything else. Anyway, we're all waiting for the White House. We got several leads. We got this one. So as you can see, we're ready. We're busy. We're zoomed in. We're ready to rock and roll. So stand by for a great announcement. Now, I'm going to come back to Saab. If anybody else wants to call in, let me know you're calling in and I'll pick up the phone to you. Saab, did you vote on my petition?
Yes.
Good.
I signed up.
Good man. Now, we've already got 5 signatures for the government one. I'm not sharing that link because they've asked me not to. When you do it with on the UK government, it says you need 5 for us to approve it. Don't share it widely because it creates a problem if you share it everywhere until it's approved. I don't quite know why that is, but I decided to follow the rules. Very rarely I do, but this time I did. So we got our 5, and now we're waiting for approval. So they've got to approve that that don't really make much sense to me, does it? It's like, well, you can petition the government, but they got to approve the question first. Hang on a minute. What if you don't like my question? Do I get unapproved?
Yeah, that's just silly. It's just all a fix.
That's wrong, isn't it? It's wrong, isn't it? You can imagine, isn't it? They get my petition and they nip it round to 10 Downing Street, right? The Starmer about to have his coconut, right? So he's sitting there with his coconut. He's taking the shell off. He wants white smoke, remember?
It's potassium chlorate, lactose, and resin.
Is that what they do? Smoke. Is that what they do? You Googled it, didn't you? Didn't you?
It's a pine resin.
Pine resin. What's the black smoke then? Was it a rubber tire? Was I right?
I didn't check that. It's probably a rubber tire.
It's bound to be a rubber tire. Remember when we was kids? Did you ever have a rubber tire hanging from a tree? Did you ever have that?
Yeah.
Yep, your dad made it. He wrapped it with a rope round it, swung it. Yeah, brilliant. And anyway, so they'll nip round to Starmer and they'll say, a Prime Minister, so yeah. Martyn Lucas has done a petition on UK government. He could have been an MP down in Cornwall once upon a time. Yeah, I knew about that. He probably didn't. He's probably pretending. But we've got a petition here, and he wants it posted. What does it say? What's it about? Well, it's about crypto and stuff. Now, throw that out, right? So apparently they have to approve it before we're allowed to get it signed to take it to them for a discussion. That seems a bit rigged to me. But anyway, we shall see. I'm sure it'll get approved because we believe in everything from England, right? Let's believe. And then once we do that, that's the official petition and all the rest of it. So we're on standby. The White House is basically just sitting there like it's been doing for hundreds of years. In fact, not that many, hundreds of years, actually. It's not like England. It ain't like the Castle of Windsor. It's been around for is it about 120 years? Something like that? Do you know how long? Here, Google it.
Well,
how long's the White House been there?
Windsor Castle.
No, not Windsor Castle. The White House. How long's it been there? About 120 years?
House.
Yeah, I don't know. He's Googling it. Good man. Right. Now, several people keep calling in without telling me they're calling in. So you're just wasting your time. You can't pick up. I can't pick up the phone to you unless you are a member, unless you are telling me you're calling in. Right. I'm going to give everyone a chance just for a minute. I'm going to open it up to our subscriber mode. Now, everyone can leave a comment. I will share all members' comments on the screen once I get to that part of the show. If you want to become a member, there's the membership link. If you are on an iOS device, you will need to, which is an iPhone or an iPad, you will need to select a browser and then you can become a member. You get many, many perks. There's so many perks. Go and watch the membership video. Tells you all about it. Read all about it. So there you go.
1792.
1792.
The first cornerstone was laid in October of 1792.
Yeah, but you're cheating. I said, how many years has it been there? Now work it out. 1792 divided by...
332 years.
Is it? You go 2025 minus 1792. That's all you got to do. 2025. Just get your calculator out. 2025 minus 1792. I'm going, it's easy. It's easy to say, do it, someone else do it, isn't it? It's just easy. I bet it's 120, 130, 40, something like that.
233 years.
233 years. There you go. Because America is 250 years old. I think it's the bicentenary, centenary, something this year or next year. And the White House wasn't done on day one. So that kind of makes sense. There you go. There you go. So that's what we're looking at. Thanks for all this information, mate. We found out we burn in pine, black tyres, and now we know 1792 is when the White House.
Black smoke is like, it's kind of a coal tar and sulfur.
It's a coal tar and sulfur. You know where the sulfur comes from?
Potassium perchlorate and anthracene, a compound of coal, tar, and sulfur.
Well, you know where the sulfur comes from, don't you? When they're locked in there for days, they can't go to the toilet. You know where the sulfur comes from? Hang on, boys. We can use this. We can use all this gas. We can use all this sulfur. That's environmentally friendly, isn't it? That's why it's black. All right, then. We're waiting for the... How's our poll getting on, by the way? Should we have a little look, which we're going to change the world now, folks. Here's our signature. This is our Change.org. This is the one that promotes the government one. The government one's the main one, right? So let's see how many we got. We started this morning with 6. We're now at 26. There we go. We're moving up. We got 1,600 last time, and we got action. It was good. We got it through to the right people. Stuff happened, even though the SEC haven't formally announced it yet. But we have heard from Brad Garlinghouse. This is a whole new one. This is the government website, but I'm not giving you the link of this. So don't zoom in and copy and paste that, right? I've got the 5 signatures to get it approved, and now we're just waiting. There's no point me sending you the link to this because they said don't do it until it's approved, all right? So we could just do it, couldn't we? Just to annoy the government, just to send... crash the website with our superior power that we have on YouTube. We'll crash the government website. They'll be on the news. Petitions have suddenly got out of control. One guy in the US who used to be in the UK from Cornwall, he had a petition and he crashed the website. Right, okay, let's stand by. This is the White House. We were expecting to get this announcement on the hour. We then got an announcement to say it was being delayed by half an hour. Well, it's half an hour in 1.5 minutes. So hopefully we'll get something any second now. All right, so we're on standby. If you switch around channels, you won't get any information from anybody else. You're getting it all here. Let's hear what these guys are saying, which I'll tell you right now, I'll make a prediction. Won't be anything. Because they're like me. They're like me. They're waffling until they get something. That's basically what they're doing. Except they're not as good at it as me. They're not. Because they are actually. Because they're also showing the chimney. I haven't got the chimney on view, but I have now. I'm sharing it. Let's hear what they're waffling about, shall we? Here we go.
Prime Minister have sort of hugged closely trying to raise GDP. But if it's not evenly spread, if the small minority get the spoils of GDP increase, but most people struggle, and if you look at the amount of GDP going up per person, per head as it's known, that's actually been going down some of the recent months, then you can understand why people...
What do you reckon? I want you to put in the chat, do you think he's waffling as good as me or better or worse? If you think he's waffling better than me, say better. If he's waffling worse than me, say worse. Did everybody send Walker wonders why? I'm just gonna ask Saab. Basically, if I want to know something, I just ask Saab. Saab, did everyone say get well to Walker wonders why's little girl?
Yes. Everybody was bigging up Freya, and she's going to get better soon.
Good. There you go. All that love gone out. That's bound to work, isn't it? Brilliant. Good.
So the Financial Times said on Tuesday that...
I love all this research you're doing. Is this your new job? You call in and then Google and be like a co-host.
Well, kind of. I do like to know what's going on,
Well, yeah, but the idea is you tune into my show to find out what's going on. Most people don't tune in so they can phone in and then find out for themselves, and then there's no point watching the show, is there really, if you're going to do that?
Well, absolutely there is. You've got to always do your own research, remember? You say that, man.
Yeah, that's true. Very true. So what have you found out that I don't know about? Tell me all about it.
No, you may know. I'm just, so
I
you don't have
do
to waffle.
know.
Then you don't have to waffle so much.
Go on then. Get out of it. Go on, tell me all about it.
So the Financial Times said a UK trade deal could be done this week. This was a few days ago, and could exempt the US from some non-tariff trade barriers, including the UK's 2% digital services tax charged to US technology companies. That's what was interesting to me about that, the US 2%.
That's old news, mate. I already bloody knew that, mate.
Yeah, you may have known that, Martin, but some people on the channel may not have known that.
So for those of you that didn't know what Saab didn't know, right, join in every day. Saab will call in and tell you what you didn't know that happened 2 days ago. It's a new segment of our show. It's called the Did Not Know What You Do Not Know But You Do Know Now segment. /.com. Bloody hell, I'm not asking you to call again, mate. That's bloody useless. There we go. I'm getting him off the screen. Unbelievable. He calls him a show to tell you something you didn't know that he did know or didn't know. There we go. Now, you confused? We're all confused. But I tell you what, you say what you want. I'm waffling better than these guys. I've not seen them crack a smile once. So shall we listen
Making clear that he's not going to be cowed by this sort of gigantic figure on the world stage who's throwing his weight around. Actually, Mark...
Do they look happy? Does the audience look entertained? This is what I ask myself. Does the audience look entertained? They don't look entertained, so I'm not entertained. I'm bored. Oi, get on with it. Get the smoke out.
Being the first country that struck a trade deal with the US that we're about to hear, and it's been quite a rocky route to here because there's been points at which, despite being close to the US, Donald Trump's done other things on areas like Ukraine and maybe selling that down the river that Britain would be wholly opposed to, despite the closeness of our relationship.
Selling it down the river.
It was an uncomfortable moment when Donald Trump unveiled the 10% tariffs on all goods and the 25% tariffs on steel and cars. The latter, I think, are the things that are going to be reversed today. But we've had weeks of that, an impact on the economy.
All right, I'm sick of you now. You're waffling too much. You're not saying anything, mate. You're not telling me anything. Get the smoke out. right? The other guy's thinking, the other guy here, Ed Conway, look, he's just sitting there waiting for this guy to shut up. He's thinking, I've not said a word in it. Why did he bring me on it? Why am I, as long as they're getting paid? He gets paid, you see. I do like the casual approach of Sky News, don't you? The casual approach. There's literally people in the background. Can you see there? Look, in the background, there's people like walking past. There's a woman here. She just walked past her. Oh, he's laughing now. He's laughing at that. He thinks that's funny. Oh, hello. What's going on here? There's a lady walking past with a cup of tea. We do like that. Okay.
Yes, well, what is getting underway for certain is that the Cardinals are back in the Sistine Chapel after their lunch and after the black smoke that we saw.
Yeah. Well, I saw it. Let me ask Saab, because he's the man who does the news behind the news that nobody cares about because they missed it. That one. Saab, did you see the black smoke earlier? They're covering it now on Sky News. You're muted. You're muted, mate. You're muted. Guest is muted.
I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying anything now because you just said you didn't want to hear what I had to say.
Well, yeah. There's no point you saying stuff that everybody already knew. They didn't know. They knew. I mean, it's pointless, isn't it? You know. Did you see the black smoke yesterday? Or was it this morning? Did you see it?
I did see it yesterday.
Was you excited? Yes. Was you waiting for it? I bet you was, weren't you?
I wasn't. I saw it while I was skipping through other news channels. But once I did, when it did come on, then I did get interested.
There's nothing like a bit of black smoke, is there? We love it. We love it. Okay, if you just tuned in wondering what the bloody hell's going on, don't worry, you're in the right place. We are waiting for Donald Trump to take the seat. He's now late. I mean, can he be late, really? Yeah, he can, really, because he said 9 o'clock, and then they said 9:30, and, I mean, no consideration, really. No consideration for me. I'd like Donald Trump to give a little bit more thought to my programming on YouTube. I mean, that's all I'm saying. It's not a lot to ask, really, but there it is. That's life. That's life in my world, right? There's the White House. Lot going on. There's cars driving past the White House. We're waiting for the announcement. Until then, I get to waffle as long as I want. It's my show, all right? So I'll keep talking until there's something to say. Until then. All right, we just have to wait. We have to have patience, and that's what we're doing right now. So have patience, everybody. All right, this is the Sistine Chapel. We've got a chimney over here. See this? Can you see the heat coming off the tiles? Nice and warm there today in Rome. There you go. This is the royal correspondent, by the way. I like this guy. He's a royal correspondent. Does all the royal stuff. Now he's doing the popey stuff. All right, brilliant. So we're waiting. So my job now is just to keep talking and passing the time. If you want, I can get up and do a little tap dance. I can do a little jig, all right? I could be like this guy here and just keep looking at a chimney, right? Reminds me of, what's his name? What's that bloody bloke called? Mary Poppins, the chimney sweep. Chim chimney, chim chimney, chim chim chiroo. Good luck's we'll rub off when I shakes hands with you. Or blow me a kiss. And that's lucky too. Jiggy, 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 jig, 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 jiggy. That's the old Mary Poppins, all right? Old Dick Van Dyke. People said actually that he had a rubbish English accent. I don't know. I thought he did all right. I thought he was my mum quite liked him, actually. I think if my mum wasn't married to my dad, she would have married Dick Van Dyke. She always said, oh, hang on, Dick Van Dyke's on Friday night, the Dick Van Dyke show. And I was only a little kid. I hardly remember it. But my dad always got really frustrated because Dick Van Dyke was on and it was like, okay, stand by your beds. Dick Van Dyke's on the telly. The White House, if you just tuned in thinking, why is this guy going on about chim? Oh, hello. I see a lady walking in. Is that your wife, Saab? Oh, I see a lady. Oh, she's run away. Shut the door. You didn't see that in the green room. Saab is sitting there, and in the distance, because there's a mirror behind, there's like a mirror reflecting. But you don't see that because I zoom in, right? I'm very respectful for that. And was that your wife? Just nod. Was that your wife? That was. I can't hear you. You're muted in this channel, but just nod your head. Was that your wife? Yes, it was. His wife walked past and I went, oi, I bet that's his wife. And she went, oh, I'm on the telly. And she spun around and she went straight out. I tell you what, she'll be telling him off later. I'm bloody sick of you. I just wanted to come in and get my pants out the drawer. Maybe it's like it looks like he's in the bedroom, like he's got a bedroom studio. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know what he's got. But it looked like she was coming in to get the pants out of the drawer. And she had to run back out again because, Saab's like calling in on the telly. She's like, have you got nothing better to do? But Saab needs to tell his wife that I have to call in to provide Martin's viewers with news they don't need about the news they knew they didn't know. .com. Anyway, I'm glad you're all enjoying this because no one's left yet. Everyone's staying with me. This is fantastic. I love it. We've nearly got as many viewers as Fox News has got itself when they first started. Not where they are now. Where they are now, they've got 35,000. But when they first started, we've got more viewers than they did. I'm going with that. All right, so there we go. We're waiting for Donald Trump to make the announcement. We've got several feeds. We've got, I don't know why I keep bringing that one up all the time. Got to stop doing that. There is the smoke, or the lack of. There's Sky News. The Pope event's called the Pope Vote. Look at that. That's the official title. That's not me making that up. It's called the Pope Vote. I don't think they've done their research, Saab. I don't think Sky News have done their research. There's no way it's called the Pope Vote, is it? There's got to be something more something better than that.
It should be something better than that, shouldn't it?
The Pope Vote. There's probably a very ornate religious statement. It's not the Pope Vote. We're having a Pope Vote today. Bloody hell.
Vote for the Pontiff vote. The Pontiff. That would even sound better.
The Pontiff vote. Selection of the Pontiff.
Right.
Pontiff of the selection. Selection of the Pontiff. Yeah, I like that. That's the Pope vote. Headlines, though, isn't it? Headline grabbing. That's what they wanted. They went for that, look, folks. In fact, while we wait for Donald Trump, put in the chat, what would you call the Pope vote? Put in the chat your best comments, all right? And copy and paste it a few times so it spams the channel just to annoy all the trolls, right? Oh, he's always getting people to spam the channel. Yeah, I am. I love it. It gets rid of you. You hate it when I do that. So do it. Write in the chat, what do you think we should call the Pope vote? I think Sky News are being a bit lazy there. They can't come up with something better than that. Someone just put the pub vote. We can't. It's got to have the explanation of what it is. Don't just make something up, right? It's got to have what it is in it. If it's confusing people, no one knows what it is. It's got to have what it is in the title, right? Look at this. I just love this. I bet that chimney's a special chimney, isn't it? This isn't the sort of chimney you buy down at Home Depot or B&Q in England. This is a special chimney, this one here. Actually, I was watching a movie last night I thought was very, very interesting about the Pope during the Second World War, Adolf Hitler. And I don't know if it's a true story or not. I don't think it was. Hang on a minute. Regulation restrictions using margin buying power when the value of the stocks of cash is... Oh, there we go. Buying power restricted. Okay, we've got a new statement from Robinhood. I'll tell you about that later. Oh, look at this. Look at this. There's a bird just flown in to be on the telly. Look, next to the... Look at this. Look, we've got a stork. That's a stork. That's one of those, the storks that carry the babies in Disney. You know, the little stork that has a baby in it? I don't know. Look, there's a stork sat on top of the roof of the Sistine Chapel. I love it. Look, he's going, I want to be on the telly, the whole world. No one normally cares about me. I don't, no one normally cares about me. Yeah, I know, you never get on the telly. Yeah, but during the Pope vote, I'm on the roof of the Sistine Chapel. I know, you are. You need to go and fly off and tell all your friends. Yes, I will. I'm very, very famous. Now I'm on the roof of the Pope house. Yeah, it's a Pope vote. That's why. Look at that. Oh, there's it's zoomed in now. They're zooming in on it. They're zooming in on it to get a good quality picture. I love it. Oh dear, oh dear. Now, if you're all tuning in going, why is Martyn Lucas doing this? What has become of him, right? I'll tell you what's become of me. It's called waiting for Donald Trump. It sent me mad. We've always always known you're mad. I know I'm mad, but it's worse now. Yes, I know everybody knows it. Yes, I know it. Why do you keep talking to yourself? Because I've got nothing else to do, have I? I've just got to wait. What? You got to fill the time somehow. Yeah, I know. Saab, I'm running out of things to say, Saab. I need you, mate.
Oh, you need me now?
I need you now. I need your wife as
Right.
well.
The official title is the Papal Conclave.
The Papal Conclave. That's better. You've Googled it again, haven't you? You do sound very... Yeah, I tell you what, you sound very intelligent, mate. Keep coming back with all these...
I like to know what... if there's a question in my mind, I like to know the answer. And we have all the knowledge right in front of us.
The Papal Conclave. Why didn't they call it that then, the Pope vote? It's not good, is it?
They're just trying to be hip and trendy by the Pope vote. That's a terrible name.
It isn't it?
They should respect it a little bit more.
Yes, I totally agree. Rubbish. Boo. Sky News down. Rubbish. Boo. Very, very good. Okay. I tell you what, Donald Trump could take all day, couldn't he? Imagine if he's... Yeah. There is one upside, though, to all of this. My views are going to go up.
Well,
every 6 minutes. How often do you see an ad, Sal? How often do you see an ad?
Never.
You got YouTube Premium?
Yeah.
You better have. You haven't got ad blocker on, have you?
Oh, no, I don't get ads.
No,
I don't get ads.
You don't get ads.
I use YouTube a lot more than the other channels now, so it made sense.
Yeah. I have YouTube Premium as well. It's great because for those who don't know, if you get YouTube Premium, right, so you pay, it's quite expensive actually. I'm surprised how expensive it is. I think I should get a discount. I think YouTube creators, that's what they call us, creator. I feel like a creator. The YouTube creators, we should get a discount, like, don't you think, for YouTube? We should get a discount, right? But I get it, which is crazy why I get it really, because I haven't got time to watch bloody YouTube, but I don't want my ads coming on during, when I'm doing stuff, obviously, right? It just messes me up. So I pay for it. But if you do pay for YouTube Premium, it's not just so you don't get ads on my show, because that would be a bit crazy, right? You don't get ads on anyone's shows, just so you know, right? So it's not just it's just not Martyn's channel, it's all channels. But if you get YouTube Premium, you can actually come out of the app if you're you're driving your car. You can listen to the show while you got your sat nav on your phone. So you can come out of the app and you can get background audio. You can save videos in a different way. You can pick up where you left off. There's lots of things that you can get as YouTube Premium. Listen to music without ads. There's lots of other things you get as well. I can't remember the full list, but it is worth it. You get family packages. Talking of family packages, your wife walked in. Does she have access to your YouTube Premium, or is it just you?
Absolutely.
She does. Family package.
Well, when I found out that I started watching more YouTube than Netflix and all that other stuff, then I thought it made sense. But I didn't for the longest time.
No.
I didn't get it for the longest time.
We've got a lot of people now because more and more people, watch YouTube now as their main TV.
It overtook Netflix.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And just for those who don't know, the way it works is when you pay YouTube Premium, you get all these benefits. So you don't see ads. You get all. It's not just about the ads though. You get a lot more content. The way it presents it is better, and all the rest of it. But not only that. If you're concerned and you care about your favorite creator, right? Me, right? I don't lose out. What happens is where the ads would play, that comes out of your subscription. That's kind of how it works. So that's the point of it. So they take the money they get and they pay me in those spots. But it's exactly the same. It's about every 8 to 10 minutes, an ad might be on my channel, and it's about 1 cent per person. That's basically how it works, roughly. That's just a rough guide, just so you know. So if you sit here and you think, how much money is Martyn earning on this channel? Well, there's 580 people watching right now. So if everybody saw an ad, I just made $5.80, right? And depending on what app you're on and how you watch it, it might not show an ad for another 20 minutes. Some apps are different, and depends if you've just seen another ad somewhere else because you just came into the channel. YouTube don't want you to be bombarded with ads, so they might not show you one for a while, which is terrible. I think they should. I think they should show you more ads, the better. But they don't agree with me. Right. If it was up to me, Saab, you'd see an ad every minute.
No, thanks.
It'd be ad. I wouldn't even do anything. It'd be ad all the time.
I used to like ads when I was younger, because you could sing along with them. But now,
hands that do dishes can be soft as your face, mild green,
very liquid.
I love it. There you go. Very good, man. I'm glad you called in now. There we go. We've gone from the conclave to the papal. What was it again? Hang on. Let me come back. The papal what? Conclave. The papal. That's it. The papal conclave, not the Pope vote. Yeah, it's bloody rubbish. That is Sky News Pope vote. Look at that. Isn't that terrible? They've done it in gold to make it look special. It should be called the papal conclave. No, Pope vote. Like he says, they're trying to, like Saab says, they're trying to appeal to the young crowd. Get the young crowd in. That's what they want. Don't know why. Sod the young crowd. Tell them to bugger off. Do it properly. Trump to make announcement live shortly. We're all on standby. I hope you're enjoying the broadcast. So I'd like to ask you to do this. While you wait, while we whistle a happy tune. Right, 10 points, Saab. What's that from? Din, 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 din. Or whistle while you work.
Can't remember now what that was now.
Come on, do it along with me. Come on. It's Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, isn't it?
That's right.
There you go. Hi ho, it's off to work we go with a shovel and a pick and a shooting stick. Hi ho, hi ho, hi ho, hi ho. Oi! Can you name all the dwarfs?
No. Sleepy, grumpy,
dopey,
bashful. Oh, bashful. See, I remember them now. You're saying them, but
put in the chat, everybody. Put in the chat the name of the seven dwarfs. I want to see 7 names. 7 names in the chat. All right, 7 names in the chat. Sleepy, dope. I'm not going to tell you them all. Hello. Hello. What's this?
Now of Sir Keir Starmer.
Sir Keir Starmer is not even going to be there. He's on the phone. Look at this.
From Sir Keir Starmer and that call. Let's see if we can hear anything.
A tremendous trade deal for both countries. So I'm going to begin by just adding that we just concluded the rare earth deal with Ukraine. That's been fully ratified and approved by their legislative branches. And
that's Donald Trump talking to Starmer.
The president a little bit later, and we appreciate that. But the deal is all now signed up and ratified, and we have access to a massive amount of very, very high-quality rare earth. This morning, I'm thrilled to announce that we have reached a breakthrough trade deal with the United Kingdom, incredible country. Today is a victory day for World War II. We won the war together exactly 80 years ago, so there could be no more perfect morning to reach this historic agreement. And it's beautiful weather out. I will tell you that here. Beautiful weather. It's so perfect outside. But it's really, in particular, the agreement with one of our closest and most cherished allies. And we're so happy that that's the way it worked out. I want to thank Prime Minister Starmer and his very talented team for their outstanding work and partnership. Today's agreement with the UK is the first in a series of agreements on trade that my administration has been negotiating over the past 4 weeks. With this deal, the UK joins the United States in affirming that reciprocity and fairness is...
Okay, we got this now coming in. Oh, here we go.
And our Secretary, as you know, of Agriculture is here. Brooke, thank you very much for being here.
It's a good day. Thank you, sir.
You'll let the farmers know. In addition, the UK will reduce or eliminate numerous non-tariff barriers that unfairly discriminate.
And this is obviously the US President Donald Trump. This is live in the White House as he announces the details.
Now turning out, I think, really to
of
be a
that
great deal
deal.
for both countries also. So really they're opening up the country. Their country is a little closed. Opening up the country. Their country is a little closed, and we appreciate that. They'll also be fast-tracking American goods through their customs process, so our exports go to a very, very quick form of approval, and there won't be any red tape. Things are going to move very quickly both ways. The final details are being written up in the coming weeks. We'll have it all very conclusive, but the actual deal is a very conclusive one. We think just about everything's been approved. So good for both countries, and we'll also receive new market access for American chemicals, machinery, and many other industrial products that weren't allowed, and they'll end up getting products that they'll be able to price, and if they like them better and we make great products, they'll be buying those products, but they were not available in the UK. Furthermore, in a historic step, the deal includes plans that will bring the United Kingdom into the economic security alignment with the United States. That's the first of its kind. So we have a big economic security blanket, and that's very important. And we feel very, very comfortable with that because it's been a great ally, truly one of our great allies. I mean, a lot of people say our greatest ally. I don't want to insult people by saying that, but I can say it's certainly one of our greatest and right at the top. And they're the first one we're talking about. And by the way, we have many meetings planned today and tomorrow, and every country wants to be making deals. And we have a meeting, as you know, Scott will be going over to Switzerland on Saturday, and that'll be very, very interesting. Let's find out.
Dual camera there, there's the phone call.
Both countries have agreed that the economic security is national security and will be working together as allies to ensure that we have a strong industrial base, appropriate export controls, and protections for key technologies and industries like steel. Steel is a big factor. Both countries will become stronger with steel and things necessary for military. You know, we used to build ships and other things literally at a level that nobody's ever seen, and we haven't. We've eased up, and I would say that the UK certainly eased up, but now we're going to be uneasing both, and we work together. Once again, I want to thank Prime Minister Starmer. He's been terrific for his partnership in this matter. The special relationship.
Please tap the like button and share this out to more people. It's a great day.
Internal bond between our two countries will soon be stronger than ever before, and we really do. We have a great relationship. I want to just say that the representatives of UK have been so professional, and it's been an honor doing business with all of them, and in particular the Prime Minister. And I'd like to introduce him now to say a few words. Mr. Prime Minister, please take it away.
Thank you, Mr. President, Donald, and this is a really fantastic,
we'll change broadcasters to show you this,
in which we can announce this deal between our two great countries, and I think it's a real tribute to the history that we have of working so closely together. Can I pay tribute, Donald, to your negotiating team as well, particularly yes. Howard and Jameson, who've done an incredible job, a very professional job, and my team as well. Two negotiating teams have worked at pace now for a number of weeks to bring in this deal today. Really important deal. This is going to boost trade between and across our countries. It's going to not only protect jobs but create jobs, opening market access. And as you say, Donald, the timing couldn't be more apt, because not only was it 80 years ago today that victory came for Europe after and at the end of the Second World War, but of course on that day the UK and the US stood together as the closest of allies. And Donald, I think even down to the hour, because you may or may not know that it was about this time of day exactly 80 years ago that Winston Churchill announced victory in Europe, and that led to great celebrations across Europe, across America, but particularly in the United Kingdom. Literally people going out into the street, putting bunting up, going up to the palace.
Put the old bunting up. We love putting the bunting up.
This great deal on the same day, 80 years forward, almost at the same hour. And as we were 80 years ago, with the UK and the US standing side by side, I think is incredibly important and makes this truly historic. That close relationship has endured over those 80 years, as you know, Donald, when it comes to defence and security and intelligence sharing, of course, there are no two countries that are closer than our two countries. And now we take this into new and important territory by adding trade and the economy to the closeness of our relationship. It is built, as you say, on those notions of fairness and reciprocal arrangements. We've always had a fair and balanced arrangement between our countries. This builds on that, hugely important for sectors like car manufacturing and for steel and aluminium and so many others. And yes, we can finish ironing out some of the details, but there's a fantastic platform here, including, of course, on the tech side, where I think I'm right in saying we're the only two Western countries with trillion-dollar sectors when it comes to tech. And in the end, it comes down to, as you say, Donald, economic security is national security. On national security, we've been absolutely the closest of allies for so many years, keeping the peace through that close alliance, that friendship. And now we add to that this deal on trade and the economy. And I want to thank you for your leadership on that, Donald, and for the way in which your team have negotiated this. And I'm so pleased that we've got this deal, we've finalised it, and we've built an incredible platform for the future. So thank you so much. Donald, I'm now going to go and do a press conference. I think you have your press in with you. But on the details, I think if you've got Howard, we can deal with that through one of my team.
That's great. Well, Mr. Prime Minister, thank you very much. It's an honor. We're going to have a continued, maybe a better relationship than ever before. You know, I don't know if the media knows, but the U.S. and U.K. have been working for years to try and make a deal. And it never quite got there.
Yeah.
It did with this Prime Minister. So I want to just congratulate you.
Well, with this President, this Prime Minister, we've managed to achieve what many people have tried to achieve for many years.
Right.
And I'm really pleased. And it feels completely historic and on a special 80-year anniversary as well. So, Donald, thank you so much. It's really good to have got this deal over the line. Tribute to both teams, tribute to our countries, and tribute to your leadership.
Thank you. Well, it really is a great thing. And you go do your press conference, and I'll see you soon. Maybe speak to you later. But thank you very much. And an incredible thing. I can't tell you that for so many years, even as I sat, everybody talked and talked and talked about a deal with. It just seemed like a natural deal, but it was not done. But now it was done with us. So I feel very proud to have been a part of it. Keir, thank you very much.
Thanks, Donald, and we'll speak again soon.
Very good. So long. Bye.
How about that? That's a big deal.
Why don't I do this? Why don't I have our Secretary of Commerce, Howard Lutnick, give a little description of the deal pretty quick, and then the good side, the very nice side, we'll be speaking about it also, maybe, from so you get a pretty equal. I think it's a very, it's just been a deal that was, we thought, very complicated. It became very simple. It's opening up the country that we really didn't have the kind of access to that I would have thought. I was surprised. I think it's why the deal never got done before. It was, you know, they've been working on this deal for 25 years. And we got it done, and we got it done. Really, it's going to be great for both countries. So, Howard, if you could go, and then somebody else, you may have, you'll pick whoever you want who'd like to do it. I have a feeling you're going to do it, right? So you guys go ahead, and then we'll take questions right after that. But I think you'll get a pretty good understanding of how big it is. It's a very large deal, very big deal. And Howard, go ahead.
So the UK is the 6th largest economy in the world and the 4th largest that we export to, right? So it's a huge market, a top 10 market. If you remember Liberation Day, they were at 10% because we have balanced trade with the UK, right? They say they have a surplus, but of course that counts gold bullion, which is, so let's just call it balanced trade. So how do you open up a market in balanced trade? People think it's impossible. They've always thought it was impossible until President Trump came on the scene and changed the way things work. So here's what we've got. We've opened up new market access, ethanol, beef, machinery,
Please tap the like button and share this out. This is great news.
They've agreed to open their markets, and that will add $5 billion of opportunity to American exporters. So the question is, why would they do that now? Because they've never done it before, and we still have our 10% tariff on, which will produce $6 billion of revenue for the United States. So the idea was, how do they keep their jobs, protect their economy, and do the best for their people while opening the market for us? And the way is they studied it, their team was exceptional, and they tried to figure out the markets that they're importing from other people and try to send them over to America. So why were they always favoring others and not us? And what they've done is they've found the ways to do that so that we have new access, right? But the UK workers are protected, and that was the balance. So we did a deal with them in automobiles, and you know, if you're not building here, we charge you a 25% tariff. But the president, and by the way, I want to make this clear, while Jameson and I worked hard, this was the president's deal. And people think, oh, that's not the way it works. If you got to sit next to him, I have the best deal maker to my left. And if you don't think that we take advantage of him calling the prime minister and getting that deal done, you don't understand who's the president of the United States. So he's the closer. He gets deals done that we could never get done because he understands business, he understands deals, and that's why we're here today. So he agreed they could send 100,000 cars into America and only pay a 10% tariff. And that protects their car industry. And remember, we do 16 million cars a year. So this is only like 0.6%. But for the UK auto people, this is tens of thousands of jobs that the president agreed that he would protect for them. So he made that deal, right? Then steel and aluminum, right? Their steel business has been destroyed like everybody else has been destroyed by people dumping steel into their markets. And British Steel had announced it was closing down. So the British government, as part of this deal, nationalized British Steel, and they're going to match the kinds of models we do. They'll put tariffs on, they'll put quotas on. They want to do it with America so they can be part of the resurgence of steel and aluminum in America, and that saves them, again, thousands and thousands of jobs. So if you go step by step, aero and commercial planes, they sell Rolls-Royce engines to Boeing. We've agreed to let Rolls-Royce engines and those kind of plane parts to come over tariff-free. And what you're going to hear today is there's going to be an announcement in the UK that they are buying $10 billion worth of Boeing planes later today, but I'm going to let the name of the airline announce it because that's theirs to do. But part of this deal was always to do it together and to do it strong, and you can see the numbers on this board. Everything about this board works exceptionally well for the United States of America. It lays out the plan that you can work with us in autos, you can work with us with aero and commercial, you can work with us in pharmaceuticals if you have a supply chain that is secure and protected in national security. So we feel really good about the deal. You've heard the Prime Minister, he feels really good about the deal, right? And we started at 10% and we ended at 10%. And the market for America is better. And this is a perfect example of why Donald Trump produced Liberation Day. People don't understand he gets things done in a matter of time. This would have taken Jameson and I 3 years, maybe. And instead, we got it done in 45 days, certainly, because we worked for Donald Trump. So, Jameson, my partner in all this, maybe Jameson, you'd like to talk a little, and then we'll turn it over to the UK.
Sure, happy to do that. Everyone has great remarks. I just have to echo the President and the Prime Minister when we talk about VE Day. This is something we've been waiting for decades, and there's no more appropriate day to do this. And when we step back and we look back a few weeks from now or months from now or years from now, we're look back at this day and better appreciate the significance, I think. And I'll just say as well, in terms of negotiating, I mean, the UK negotiators, you know, we've got one right here, did an incredible job, right? This is why you've been wars, right? When you act like this, and the ambassador, he knows more about trade than a lot of us here, based on his background. And I would say on this deal, Mr. President, what we've shown is that it is time to change the way we do trade. People said we couldn't do a global tariff, we did a global tariff. They said no one would want to deal with us, people want a deal. They said no one would give offers. You saw that stack of offers I showed you yesterday, all those countries. Said we wouldn't get deals, and here we are with the deal with the 6th largest economy. We've agreed to have fair and reciprocal trade, and we've done it in record time.
Thank you very much,
sir.
Great job.
Thank you, sir.
Well,
this is going to be great for the stock market in the US. It's going to be like a pack of cards now.
And thank you very much indeed also for that very typical 11th hour intervention by you with your phone call to the President, demanding even more out of this deal than any of us expected. So thank you for that. The Prime Minister was delighted, obviously, to take that call later tonight. But you took it to another level, and I think the point I would make is twofold. One is that if we're going to rebalance and rebuild international trade in a way that serves all our interests, then we're better doing that together than separately and apart, and that's what we're on a mission to do. But secondly, you've done what you said you would do. You said to the Prime Minister when he came and we visited in the Oval that you would do a good trade deal with the United Kingdom, that you would do it at pace, and that we would be first. And you have delivered that. You've been true to your word. So thank you very much indeed for that. For us, it's not the end. It's it's the end just of the beginning. I mean, there is yet more we can do in reducing tariffs and trade barriers so as to open up our markets to each other even more than we're agreeing to do today. But it also provides us with the platform, the springboard, to do what I think will be even more valuable for both our countries in the future, and that's creating a technology partnership between the United States and the United Kingdom so that we can harness science and technology in order to create future industries and future jobs, and to do that together in the way we work so closely already in the national security and defence area. We can just take that to yet further areas of science, enterprise and endeavour. So we're looking forward to doing that in the coming months. You've launched us extremely well today. It just, in my view, as the Prime Minister has said, just shows what two countries who trust each other, who are confident in each other and are familiar with each other can do, not just for ourselves, but for the rest of the world who need to benefit from a bigger and better international trading system. Thank you very much. It was beautifully stated. What a beautiful accent. I'd like to have that accent. Thank you. My mother would be proud. Thank you very much. Any questions?
James Matthews from Sky News.
Yes.
Can I ask, why Britain and why now? And you've described this deal as a full and comprehensive deal, and yet we've just heard from Mr. Mandelson, it's the end of the beginning. Clearly, there's much more work still to do. With respect, are you overstating the reach and significance of this deal because you're a president who needs a result at a difficult time?
I think that it's a great deal for both parties. It's for us. We're opened up. I didn't know how closed it was. Quite closed, the market, as you know, the UK. And it opens up a tremendous market for us. And it works out very well, very well. And a lot of assets. You see the chart, and those are tremendous assets. But we've been trying, and when you say why us, meaning your country, we've been trying for years, and they've been trying for years to make a deal, including when I was in the, first term. It would always be people talking, but they weren't getting it done. But for 25 years before that, they were trying always to make a deal, a very significant deal. I actually, until I looked at the numbers, I didn't realize this is a very conclusive deal, but we think we can grow it even from that. But this is a maxed out deal, not like you said it. You said it really incorrectly. This is a maxed out deal that we're going to make bigger, and we make it bigger through growth. But we have tremendous assets involved. I was surprised to see how big your country is in trade, actually. One of the biggest in technology and so many other things. It's agriculture. I really didn't know. It's depending on your definition. It's from 4 to 5 to 6. That's pretty big in the world.
Bloody right.
So I was very impressed by that. But we're going to take it to new levels. It's a very big deal right now, but I think it is going to grow just of its own volition. It's going to grow, and over time there'll be changes made. There'll be adjustments made because we're flexible. We'll see things that we can do even better. But it's very conclusive, and we think everyone's going to be happy, and the people of your country are going to be very impressed with the result, and they'll be able to buy from more people. They'll be able to price things differently. They'll be able to get some products that aren't available to them now that we make better than anybody in the world. And it's just something that it's a great thing that it came together. It's so nice because we have many countries want to make a deal, and many countries are very unhappy that we happen to choose this one, to be honest with you. But it's a long time, our oldest ally, or just about. I guess a couple of people claim that too, but let's put it right at the top. I think it's going to be something very special for UK and special for the United States.
Mr. President. Thank you, Mr. President. Reagan Reese with the Daily Caller. How close are you to more deals, and when do you expect the next to be announced?
They're going to fall fast now.
We have numerous deals. I know Howard's going back. As soon as this is finished, your press conference, he's got numerous. And Scott, who's right over here, who's fantastic, by the way. You were great on television this morning. I watched you. That was very good. You gave them a little lesson in the world and economics. But Scott's going to be going to Switzerland, meeting with China. And, they very much want to make a deal. We can all play games. Who made the first call? Who didn't make the... It doesn't matter. It only matters what happens in that room. But I will tell you that China very much wants to make a deal. We'll see how that works out. Every country throughout the last 40, 50 years has literally ripped off the United States on trade, on military, on protection, on all the different things. And we are now making fair deals. And in this case, it's great because we really weren't very much involved. You have the European Union, which is, I think you made the right decision years ago. I don't know if you remember, I was opening up Turnberry the day that you were voting. And they asked me, would it happen or would it not happen? I said, no, I think they're going to go their own separate way. I think it's better for them. And they did. I think it's going to end up being a very smart decision. But a big part of that decision was always that you'd be able to make a deal with the United States. And they were unable to do that. But now they made it. And it's a tremendous, it's very important. That was always a big part of your decision on Brexit. And they were never able to make that deal. It was a tough one. And this one it's amazing with time. This one just went very smoothly, went quickly and smoothly. And a lot of common sense, as I like to say. There's tremendous common sense, but it's going to make your country much bigger in terms of trade, and it's going to make our country much bigger in terms of trade, too. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Behind you.
Oh, yeah, Tom Bacon at the BBC. Thank you, Mr. President. You mentioned meat.
You're with who?
The BBC.
Oh, good. Very nice. Thank you.
You mentioned meat and beef exports. The UK currently doesn't accept American beef because of its own food standards. Are you calling on the UK to accept all American beef and chicken products?
Well, I think they'll take what they want. We have plenty of it. We have every type. We have every classification you could have. As you know, Bobby Kennedy is doing a tremendous job, and he's, I think, probably heading toward your system with no chemical, no this, no that. And I think we're heading that way, it seems to be. And but we have that also. So we're a very big country. We have a lot of beef. We're a very big country, so it'll be great. Yes. Yes.
You want me to jump in?
Yes.
Let's talk about American beef really quickly, and it can't be understated. I'm Rick Rollins, by the way, how important this deal is and what this means to American farmers and ranchers. Specific to the beef, this is going to exponentially increase our beef exports. And to be very clear, American beef is the safest, the best quality, and the crown jewel of American agriculture for the world. So I think a really important part of this deal isn't just the ethanol reducing of tariffs from 19 to 0, which for our row croppers is a huge deal, but also for beef. And as we move forward, I know our incredible trade team is looking at all of the meats, all of the produce, really all of our agriculture exports. And I don't know if there's an industry that has been treated more unfairly and has suffered more than our agriculture industry. So we look forward to, I'll be in the UK on Monday, talking to my counterpart over there for next week, and look forward to moving that out across the country. The president is
I think we could say that we have the best in the world, best tractors, the best everything in the world, and they say that our agriculture is, second to none. You understand, and it'll be a great asset. People are going to be able to have options, choice, and they'll have more of it, and that usually means lower prices. How about we'll do you and then you? Go ahead.
Question for the Italian TV, Daniele Compatangelo, LA7, TV 2000, Primetime Media. So congratulations for the deal. We'll see a big revenues from the chart. But what's the rest of Europe? It's a victory day, but other European countries, it seems like they're losing the trade.
We intend to make a deal with Europe. We have found that the European Union treated us extremely unfairly, very difficult, and hurt themselves in doing so. And they very much want to make a deal. We'll be dealing with them. We are dealing with them currently. So that'll cover pretty much the rest of it. But this was separate because of Brexit in particular. This was a separate deal. It always seems so natural. I mean, all the media would say that this seemed to be like, why did this happen 25 years? Why didn't it happen a long time ago? And it was always amazing to me. Somebody would say, hey, we got to make a deal. We have to make a deal. But this deal just fell into place. The Prime Minister did a fantastic job. His representatives are total professionals, and they got along well. And it just seemed to work. And I think one of the reasons it did is because we blew up the whole system. If we would have just been dealing with you separately or, country by country, we blew up the whole system. It was very unfair to the United States. And I think because of that, this worked out so nicely. And I'm honored that it was the first deal. Please.
Sir, you mentioned...
Well, why don't you go in the back, yes.
Oh, thanks, sir. I'm with the London Times. I'd say this is a great day for James Bond because now Aston Martins will be available to American buyers. Will it be even better by extending it to film? You've talked about a big tariff on films, and we'd like to know if there'll be relief on British...
Well, we're going to have a discussion on that separately. And as you know, we're putting tariffs on that particular film, he said, the movie makers. And we're going to be doing some tariffs to get them because a lot of them have left this country. They all live here. The money comes from here. Everything comes from here, but they make them in other countries. So we're going to do something to bring them back, maybe to a large extent. But James Bond has nothing to worry about that, I can tell you. James Bond. And
James Bond 007. He's in the
Sean
chat
Connery
with us live right now.
For my getting zoning in Aberdeen. He said, let the bloody bloke build his golf courses. I was like 4 years into the process, and it was impossible in Aberdeen. And he just stood up one day, and he said that. As soon as he said that, I got the approvals in about 2 minutes. So he was a great guy, Sean Connery, and
Are you sure if you're
great
going back
character.
there later in the year? Are you going to Scotland and to the UK?
Yeah, I will be, sure. It's great. And we have a lot of investment over there. We have Turnberry, Aberdeen. We have, as you know, in Doonbeg in Ireland, right on the ocean. They're all in the ocean. I only have interest if they're on the ocean. And we have good investments over there. It's been beautiful. Yes?
Mr. President, if the talks go well this weekend between Secretary Bessent and Ambassador Greer with their Chinese counterparts, not preemptively, but if the talks go well, would you then consider lowering the tariff rate on China?
Well, it could be. I mean, we're going to see. Right now, you can't get any higher. It's at 145, so we know it's coming down. I think we're going to have a very good relationship. I always got along very well with President Xi. That relationship was greatly disturbed by COVID when COVID came in, but we get along very well now. I mean, the relationship was hurt with a lot of people, a lot of countries when COVID came in. But I think we're going to have a very good relationship. I expect to have a very good relationship with China, Scott. I think it's a very friendly meeting. They look forward to doing it in an elegant way. China, as you know, has a tremendous trade surplus with us, and we just can't have that. But I think it's going to be very good for both countries. I would like to see China opened. You know, one of the big things here is, and nobody would know this, but the UK was largely closed. It was very much closed to trade, and now it's opened. And a lot of the financial reporters are very happy about that because so much. I listened to them. Well, I hope they get countries opened up, and then you compete on a fair basis. But you can't compete when you're not allowed to go there. China would be the number one example of that. You know, it's very closed. We almost had it last time before COVID, and that didn't work out. But we made a great deal with China. They had to buy $50 billion worth of our food products, and it was a great deal, doing very well for our farmers. And then when Biden came in, as usual, nothing happened. You know, he didn't enforce it, and it got less, and ultimately, you know, it destroyed a great deal. That was a great deal. But no, I think that we're going to have a good weekend with China. I think they have a lot to gain. I do think they have far more to gain than we do in a sense, but we're going to have I think we're going to have a very, very good weekend.
Will you speak to Xi after the weekend talks?
I might, yeah, sure, depending on what Scott says. We Scott is doing certain countries and Howard's doing certain countries. I mean, I wish I had like 10 more of each. Then we could do them all at one time. But there will be a time we'll do.
Tap the like button, guys. Share this out. It's a great day.
I think I can say this.
Face ripping rally is just around the corner.
We're just going to say, because we understand the countries.
Tap the like and consider subscribing. Thank you.
Where we're just going to make the deal. In other words,
here we go. 100,000
involvement because we've already had it. And we'll say this particular country, which had big surpluses, let's say, we had therefore deficits, that this particular country is going to pay a 25% tariff or a 30% or a 50% or 10% or whatever it may be. I think we should explain it now. One of the things we did here that we'll rarely do is on cars, we took it from 25 to 10 on Rolls-Royce because Rolls-Royce is not going to be built here. I wouldn't even ask them to do that. You know, it's a very special car, and it's a very limited number too. It's not, you know, one of the monster car companies that makes millions of cars. They make a very small number of cars that are super luxury, and that includes Bentley and Jaguar. So we have some very special cars. So in order to help that industry, and that's really, you know, handmade stuff, and they've been doing it for a long time in the same location. And I said, yeah, that would be good. Let's help them out with that one. But that's different than a car company that comes out and makes millions of cars, which they'll be doing in our country. They're going to build, we have many factories, car plants being built or going to be built very soon. I think we can say that we'll be close to $10 trillion of investment. I think we're actually at that number now if you add up some of the ones we haven't heard about yet. I mean, we have some going up right now. They have plants going up, and they haven't even spoken to us. They're doing it because of the tariffs. And tariffs have always been used against us, and I never understood. I used to sit back. As you know, China paid hundreds of billions of dollars in tariffs when I was president. But until then, China never paid anything. And, you know, they really did a big number on us from the standpoint of trade. But we are using tariffs now for our benefit. And we have now close to $10 trillion. Think of that, $10 trillion. If you look at the past administration, and we're talking about over, you know, essentially 2 months, because we could say 3, but it took a little while to get the office in perfect shape, right? It took a little while to get things done. But once we started, when you think of that, close to $10 trillion of investment, you've had years where the United States wouldn't do that wouldn't do $1 trillion in a year, wouldn't do anywhere near $1 trillion. We did $10 trillion in 2 months. So it's amazing what's happening. We're getting calls and that has to do with chips, has to do with cars. We used to make chips. We had Intel, and we used to make chips. We had a monopoly on chips. Everything was made here. And now, over a period of years, because of presidents that didn't know what they were doing, they allowed that business to be stolen from us. Most of it moved to Taiwan. And you probably were in the same position, right? Because you had a lot of the chip-making capacity, but they moved it in. And if we would have said, that's fine, if you want to move it to Taiwan, that's good. But if you want to sell back into the United States, we're going to put a 50% or 100% tariff on, they would have never left. But we had people sitting here that didn't understand that, and it's too bad. But now they're coming back because I'm saying it. I'm saying it about 40 years too late.
Face-ripping rally.
But they're coming back.
Guaranteed.
As you know, we have the biggest chip makers in the world.
Guaranteed.
In one case, 300 billion. In one case, 500 billion. Same as Apple.
What a great
day. And in
day.
another case, 200 billion. And we're going to have a large share, very, very substantial share of the chip-making
FOMO's kicking in.
You said that this weekend is going to be a friendly visit, but do you expect that it will just be a formality to break the ice, or are they going to get into substantive negotiations?
I believe so, yes. I believe it's substantive, yes. I think people like to say, yes, we're having a meeting to meet. Well, we're meeting, so what are we going to do, talk about meeting again? I think it's going to be substantive. I think we can say that, right, Scott? Very substantive. Now, China wants to do something. And look, they have to at this point. You know, essentially, they made $1 trillion a year, and now they have absolutely, no business because of the tariffs. They have no business. And they want to have business, and we want them to have business. We want them to do well. We want them to do very well. So I think it's going to be very substantive.
Because business has slowed down, as you mentioned, we're seeing as a result, the ports here in the U.S., the traffic has really slowed, and now thousands of dock workers and truck drivers are worried about their jobs.
That means we lose less money. When I see that means we lose less money. Look, China was making over $1 trillion, 1.1 trillion, in my opinion. Different numbers from 500 billion to $1 trillion or $1 trillion. I think it was 1.1 trillion. And frankly, if we didn't do business, we would have been better off. Okay, you understand that. So when you say it slowed down, that's a good thing, not a bad thing. But we're going to make it so they can, I'd like to say they can do better, actually, in terms of the bottom line. We'd like to see China opened up so we can compete in China and, give people something that they've never had, access to something. That'd be great for the world. It would be great for our businesses. And I think it would be great for friendship. I really expect a lot of people think I'm a militant guy. I'm really not. I think that trade can bring a greater friendship with China. It can be something good. But, one of the things that I know Scott's going to be talking about very high on the list is open up and let our businesses go into China, because when you talk about a closed country, that's a really closed country. And I think it would be great if it was opened up. It would give people a lot of choice and would create a lot of jobs, a lot of everything. So I think it would be a great thing for China. And that's going to be one of the things we'll be discussing, like we discussed with UK.
So what does Britain have to do for you to drop the baseline 10% tariff that you're maintaining?
Well, I think that's set because that has to do with a lot of different things, including past. There are a lot of past things that we talk. This is very inclusive. We included everything, and that's pretty well set. Yeah, please.
Yeah, Mr. President, the 10% baseline tariff remaining in place, is that a template for these future trade deals? You said you're going to keep it here.
No.
Is it going to stay in every case?
No, that's a low number. They made a good deal. Some will be much higher because they have massive trade surpluses, and in many cases they didn't treat us right. One thing with UK, they had somewhat closed, not like a China as an example, but they always treated us with great respect. They treated us with great respect. The template of 10 is probably the lowest end, and therefore they made that deal. But they we've had just a very special relationship with them. Like, I won't do that deal with cars. I mean, unless somebody shows me that there's another kind of a car that's comparable to a Rolls Royce. And there aren't too many. This is a good commercial for Rolls Royce. They're going to order a lot of cars.
Mr. President, I wonder whether you'd like to buy.
Well, the last time this happened,
I would be happy to suggest a discount, obviously a very modest discount. We have to protect our profit margins.
I've had many of them, actually. The last time that happened, I ended up buying a Tesla.
Bloody hell.
Mr. President.
Can I say you a T-shirt?
I have a question about
Martyn Lucas T-shirts.
I heard there was
Donald
talk
Trump.
that part of
Buy
the
one of my
agreement would
T-shirts.
depend on whether the UK would respect free speech and freedom of religion. I know the VP is really interested in that. Talked about that earlier this year. Was there any assurances that you guys got on that front?
You want to handle that?
Yeah, that was not part of the conversation. Our conversation was an economic conversation from start to finish. closed by the president yesterday. This was a business deal, open their markets, and also protect their workers, grow our markets, and help our workers.
This was about business religion. Business is sort of a semi-religion, but not nearly as important. I don't want to get myself into
Your new nominee, Surgeon General.
Mr. President, will you be
Face-ripping rally is coming from everywhere now.
The gap between Ukraine and
100%.
Russia?
I think so, yeah. I think it's a
100%.
natural thing to ask.
What do you expect?
Sure. I don't know. I think we're making good progress. The fighting is a little bit different than it was. I think if we weren't involved, Russia would be, going at it to maybe get the whole thing. And without our involvement, they'd be able to get it because we supplied a lot of different things foolishly. But we've been sort of paid back by doing the rare earth deal that I talked about before. I think that I think that we will be very much involved in trying to get that bloodbath. It's a bloodbath. It's a horrible situation. 5,000. It's really more than that. But it's 5,000 soldiers on average a week, mostly soldiers, are being killed. Young, beautiful people. I mean, they're being killed. I see the satellite pictures coming back, body parts lying all over fields, heads and arms. It's so terrible. I've never seen anything like it, actually. And if we can get that stopped, that will be a great accomplishment. And we're trying very hard. And I think we're close. And Mr. Witkoff is talking constantly back and forth.
Oh, what's this?
That is the president in the Oval Office announcing some details about that trade agreement.
Okay, we've just switched to a new feed, so I'll switch across.
Recession highs were above the April 2 close.
Okay, let's switch across to a new feed.
Big bombing. I don't want to do that. I want them to work together. I want them to be very successful.
Mr. President, Edward Lawrence from Fox Business. Yes. On the non-market barriers, how did you get the UK to bend, and what was the 11th hour deal or ask?
Well, I think it was really just a part of the overall. I mean, they have so many things.
Breaking news: Virgin Galactic is short squeezing.
And that was sort of easy. It wasn't
over $3.
Non-market. I call it non-market.
That's for my viewers.
Non-monetary trade barriers. And
massive.
We have quite a few of them. Not nearly as bad as some countries. Some countries have, they have virtually no tariff, but the rest of it is so brutal you can't do business with them, right? So it's a very important question, actually. No, I think the overall deal just worked out very well from their standpoint. They were willing to give that in order to get other things, and you might want to speak to that, Mr. Ambassador. Look, the point about the deal is that we will continue reducing tariffs and non-tariff barriers. This is a continuing picture. It's a movie. It's not a still picture here. It's a movie. Yeah. It continues. And we're both committed to freeing up trade between our countries. We're both committed to freeing up investment between our countries. And the point about this deal is that it provides a very good template and a very good launch pad for what we can continue to do and build on in the future. And that's what we're both determined to do. Many of the we'll keep it confidential. Yeah, how about just one more little thing, right? It got the deal closed, and it was handled very well from the other side too. But many of these things that we're talking about, we've been talking about this for 25 years. It's hard to explain when if you weren't sitting behind this beautiful Resolute desk, you just wouldn't get it. I have been hearing about making a deal with UK for 25 years. Mm-hmm. And especially around the time of Brexit. They wanted to make a deal, so they came out of Brexit and they make a deal, and how natural. And it just couldn't be done. It couldn't be done. Good people.
Yes, there was a deal made.
And this is a bigger deal. This is a much bigger, better, stronger deal for both of us than we ever even contemplated before. It's a big deal. Virtually everyone said that it would end in failure, it would end in tears, and it's ended in exactly the opposite. Yeah. But, Mr. President, can I say that is due to Secretary Lutnick and Ambassador Greer, who've been absolutely fantastic. But yesterday I received a call, a very diplomatic call that just edged things over the line, and that was from your new ambassador in the United Kingdom. Who is terrific. Man. Warren Stevens, he's here. Where is Warren? Right here. Hello, Warren. How are you? He's flying to London tomorrow night He's going to be very popular with the British people. He's going to be a very successful ambassador. And
Were you disappointed?
And he's got plenty of cash. Plenty of cash.
We need some more beats. He's got plenty of money. Buy one of my hats.
Yes, are you planning to meet Ursula von der Leyen, the president, or the European Council anytime soon?
Oh, she's so fantastic, right? She's so fantastic. I hope we're going to meet. Yeah, the answer is yes. I saw her a few days ago. And I think that we'll definitely meet, yeah. The European Union is a big thing. They want to make a deal very badly. You know, everybody wants to make a deal. Look, everybody wants to make a deal with the United States, and we're doing that, and we're going to make fair deals. I'm just honored that this was the first one. Go ahead, please.
The Federal Reserve Chairman, Mr. President, says that you would have to call him for a meeting. Do you plan to meet with him?
I could call him for a meeting, but it's like talking to a wall. He should be. Well, the Bank of England cut, China cut, everybody's cutting but him. It's I don't know. We'll see what happens. It's a shame. I call him Too Late, Too Late Powell. That's his nickname, and it's a shame. It's ridiculous. So a meeting, he's always too late. But in this case, it's not going to matter that much because our country is so strong. We're so powerful in terms of economic strength and what we've done. And I'll tell you what, if we didn't have our first term, you wouldn't be. We created things in the first term. We cut more regulations than any president in history. We cut the taxes more than anybody in history. And a very big factor is going to be the tax bill that we have right now, the one big beautiful bill, as we call it, which is all-encompassing, the biggest tax cuts ever in history, bigger than even the first time. And the incentives, even great for the UK, because it'll make us so strong that we're going to be doing more business with you. It's a very important element for taxes, for every aspect, regulation cuts. That bill is, I believe it's the biggest bill of its kind ever in the history of this country. And Speaker Johnson and Leader Thune have done an incredible job. I mean, I'll let you know, we have to get a vote, but we have a lot of support for that bill. And if that happens on top of all of these trade deals that we're doing, this country will hit a point that you better go out and buy stock now. Let me tell you, this country will be like a rocket ship that goes straight up. This is going to be numbers that nobody's ever seen before.
When he promotes the stock, it moves. That's a very important element of all of this. If we get that. If you don't, and the Democrats are fighting it only because they want to fight. They have Trump derangement syndrome. If it was somebody else, they wouldn't fight. If you had a normal person, if you had some stiff sitting behind you, they'd be fine. But they have Trump derangement syndrome. Senator Schumer's become a Palestinian. Welcome. I don't know when they're going to give him the ceremony, whatever the ceremony may be. But it's terrible what's happened to the Democrats. So. Very, very important element of everything, of what we're doing, unrelated to today, but related in the sense that we'll do, if that passes, we'll do even more business with the UK. We'll have so much. It's the biggest tax cut in history. It's going to make our country zoom. It's going to be incentive, as you know, with the deduction for, basically for work. You work, you build, you plant, etc., your deduction. It's going to be the biggest. It's the biggest bill of its kind ever passed. Maybe the biggest bill ever passed. I've just sent you a text message. Can you confirm?
Bill.
You just announced a new nominee for the U.S. Surgeon General who never finished her residency and is not a practicing physician. So can you explain why you picked her to be America's top doctor?
Because Bobby thought she was fantastic. She's highly
markets
she's
are surging
now.
Face ripping rallies coming.
Stanford, and as I understand it,
look at this. It's already going.
She wanted to be an academic as opposed to a surgeon. I think she graduated first in her class at Stanford, and Bobby really thought she was great. I don't know her. I listened to the recommendation of Bobby. I met her yesterday and once before. She's a very outstanding person, a great academic, actually. So I think she'll be great.
Mr. President, your nominee for U.S. Attorney of D.C., do you have a backup plan if this Senate?
Oh, I do, yeah, but he's a terrific person, and He wasn't getting the support.
Stand by
from
to the end,
people
answer
that I
all your
thought,
questions,
he's
live
done
phone
a very
in,
good job. Crime
and
is
much
down
more.
25%
Stand by.
in D.C. During his period of time. I'm very disappointed in that, but I have so many different things that I'm doing now with the trade. You know, I'm one person. I can only make, boom, I can only lift that little phone so many times in a day. But we have somebody else that will be great. I just want to say Ed is unbelievable, and
the
hopefully
moment he
we can bring
mentions
him
stops,
into,
look at it.
whether it's DOJ or whatever, in some capacity, because really outstanding. It was, to me, it was disappointing, I'll be honest. I have to be straight. I was disappointed. A lot of people were disappointed. But that's the way it works sometimes, you know. That's the way it works. And he wasn't rejected, but we felt it would be hard. And we have somebody else that we'll be announcing over the next 2 days who's going to be great.
With companies like Ford and Mattel recently saying they're going to raise prices on certain products, how long do you think the American public is going to be patient and wait for you?
Well, I think they're saying that just to try and negotiate deals with me. Okay? They're not. Look, tariffs are the most misunderstood thing maybe in any form of business, anywhere in business. Oftentimes the country picks them up. Oftentimes the company picks it up. The people don't pick it up. Okay, the people don't pick it up. And if Ford did that, they wouldn't sell any cars. And if Mattel, I don't know, I'm not so sure. They also said they're the only country I've heard. They said, well, we're going to go counter. We're going to try going someplace else. That's okay. Let him go, and we'll put 100% tariff on his toys, and he won't sell one toy in the United States, and that's their biggest market. I heard that. I mean, I watched this guy talking about how I'm going to go counter. I said, well, I wouldn't want to have him as an executive too long. The Ford people I know very well. What they're doing is negotiating with us by saying that. But we don't think that's going to happen. Look, I put out a truth today.
Bloody hell.
And it said that gas is down, gasoline is down, energy is down.
It's all going now.
Groceries are
FOMO's
down.
kicking
Eggs
in big
are down.
time.
I mean, eggs, thank you very much. But eggs are down. When I came in the first week, you guys hit me with eggs.
Holy
I said, what
smoke.
the hell happened with eggs? Eggs were up like 170% and going up. And they said, don't order any for Easter. And we were thinking about ordering plastic eggs like everybody was doing. And Brooke did a fantastic job, agriculture. Brooke did a fantastic job. And we had hundreds of thousands of eggs out here on the lawn just 2 weeks ago
We're going
at
to
Easter.
all-time highs.
But you take a look at the
on the
cost.
S&P.
Energy's down. Even interest rates are down. Now, if the chairman of the Fed, Jerome, if he would lower interest rates like China did, like I think UK did, but like numerous other countries have done, it's like jet fuel. It'd be great. But he doesn't want to do it. I think he doesn't want to do it. Probably he's not in love with me. I think that's right. It's sort of a crazy reason, but that's the way life is. Anybody in his position would be like, it would be like jet fuel. But even without that, we're doing well. But remember this, I've watched you people reporting over the last few months.
He's pumping the stock market.
If we do
He's telling
this,
you what's coming next.
Prices are going to go through. Well, groceries are down. All of this stuff is down. Lumber is down. Oil is gone.
Holy smoke.
We have that thing broke 60, right? $60 a barrel. And $1.98, $1.99 in some cases. And heading in that direction. No, I think it's been amazing, actually. And what that's good for, it gives the consumer more money, and it gives them a better life. Because we just came out of the worst inflation, in my opinion, in the history of our country. They say 48 years. But Biden really screwed it up. He screwed up energy, and he also he spent too much money. He was spending it on, green new scam, and that's like throwing the money. See that beautiful window behind? Take money, throw it right out that window. Because it's the same thing. He spent $10 trillion. He wasted
short
it.
squeezing.
Not only was
Here we
it bad,
go.
it was a negative. It wasn't even like it helped a little bit. It was a real negative. And then on top of it, they let 21 million people into our country without any identification, anything. Just let them in. It's very, very sad. Well, we'll do one or two more.
$1.99 gas, $1.99 gas.
Violence in India and Pakistan.
Go ahead. Who are you with?
I'm with the Daily Telegraph. Now, you know me from another
I
place.
do.
How concerned are you about the UK's reliance on China Chinese money in the money markets. Chinese
Tap the like button, share this out, guys. This is going to. I told you a face-ripping rally was coming. I made this prediction last night at 3 a.m. in the morning.
If I was concerned about anything, and it wouldn't be that, but I wouldn't be here right now. No, we're not
$5,000 in a
We're going to
day.
have,
I'm
I
loving
believe,
it.
a very good relationship with China and a fair relationship, and it'll get bigger and it'll grow. It'll grow. As an example, if they open up the country, that'll be the best thing China ever did for itself. They don't know that yet because, it's been a different system. But that'll be the greatest thing that ever happened to China. The people will be happier. They'll buy for less. They'll see things that they never saw before, and they'll be buying them. And it'll really create great long-term peace.
And if I could ask one of the Agriculture Secretary, actually, there's a lot of concern about chlorinated chicken, the import of hormone-treated beef. Has that question been addressed, resolved in these talks, or is that something for the continuing negotiations?
Well,
James.
I would just say that it's very clear, and we have in the heads of terms that we are going to discuss all of these types of issues, and obviously the importing country, whether it's us or them, you got to follow the rules on those types of things. But our point is the rules need to make sure that they are based on science, and that's our expectation. We know the UK believes that too, so we want to come.
We've got a special show going
We want
live.
consumers
Sensei is going to go
in each country
live
be able
and
to
show you how to trade this.
We have an incredible EPA.
If you want
led
Sensei
by
to go live
Administrator
after
Zeldin
this with all the
that is
charts,
on this, so
put
the
Sensei
talks
in the
continue,
chat,
but we're very,
and I will have Sensei go live after this.
We have great product.
All right, you've got to know how to trade this now. You can make some serious money very quickly. Put Sensei in the chat if you want Sensei to go live.
As they watch this, I mean, you saw the
Wow.
stock market decline
We told you it was
sharply on
coming.
Liberation Day, and it's rallied back.
Stand by, everybody.
Well, now it's
Short
really
squeezes on
rally, 'cause,
Virgin
Don't
Galactic.
forget, they said this is all a pipe dream. And this is a tough one. Somebody would say, well, this is easy. This is much tougher, I think, than any other deal because they've been at it for so many years, decades, trying to make this deal. And it's very conclusive, and it's a great deal, and it's a very big deal, actually.
If you want Sensei
And
to do
no,
all the
this is
charts,
just the beginning.
put
We're
in the
gonna be
chat,
having,
Sensei, he'll go
conferences
live, give you all the
at some
charts,
point
whatever
we
you
won't have-
want.
We'll just put out a statement that we just signed this country, that country.
Straight after
And
this.
After a number of these are done, nobody has enough people to do it. We're just going to put out X country is going to pay this, and if they open up, they're going to do this and that, and they're going to be open up. Everybody wants to be here. I say this is where they want to be shopping. They want to shop in this country
Holy
because we
smoke.
have the consumer, and we have the consumer like nobody else. And if this country went bad, the whole world would go bad. But we really saved it from going bad. Yeah, please.
Can I ask you about the air traffic control issue? Are you looking at getting new software, new
I'm
equipment?
glad you asked me about it because I'm just going to be talking to now with the heads of the airlines and everything else. So I was all set before we had the rigged election to give out a brand new gorgeous system to one company that was going to do the whole thing, one of the best companies in the world that you know very well. You know, there are 3 or 4 of them that do it. And when they took over, Buttigieg, who has no clue, he drives to work on his bicycle with his, in all fairness, with his husband on the back, which is a nice, loving relationship. But he didn't have a clue. This guy didn't have a clue. And he's actually a contender for president. Between him and Crockett, you can have that party. But he didn't know what he was doing. And he took what they call dry systems where you have wires in the earth, buried in the earth or whatever. And then you have the open air systems where you have satellites, and you can't mesh them. Anybody would know that if you went through about 2 months of study in school, if you studied that kind of thing. And he did. They spent tens of billions of dollars trying to take old, broken equipment and merging it into existing new equipment with brand new equipment. It's one of the greatest. They spent like $40 billion. And what they did is they made it worse because it doesn't work together. You can't make it work together. If you have a satellite system, you need satellite. If you don't, they had all these different technologies, some of them 50 years old, and they're trying to mesh them in. And they end up spending twice the money they should have. You could have bought a whole new system. So we have a very good guy who
Please
you all
vote
know,
in the
Sean
poll.
Duffy, is head of
Handful of votes
transportation,
for
and
1,000 votes.
I've given him
Is a major
10-minute
rally
lesson in
coming.
buying, and he's become really good. And we are now in the market to buy a gorgeous, brand new system The helicopter that crashed into the plane at 400 feet, it shouldn't have been. What would have happened is all sorts of bells and sirens would have been going off 3 minutes before that accident happened, if you had the right equipment, but they didn't. And the new equipment is unbelievable what it does. You can have, you don't even, well, I was going to say something, but you always, in my opinion, you always need pilots. I want pilots. But you wouldn't even have to have pilots. This system is so incredible what they can do. But we have a system that's obsolete. And what they did is the worst. They tried to combine the really old, broken stuff with the new stuff. And you can't combine it. And anybody should
Stand by. We've got a chart show coming up, how you can make money from all of this. Don't chase the market, please.
You think he has any clue? He doesn't know what the hell's happening. So here's the story. We're going to be buying a brand new, it's going out to bid very soon, brand new state-of-the-art system that will cover the entire world. I'll give you an example. When my pilot, now I have military pilots, but prior to that I have very good pilots, great pilots. They would land, and I won't tell you which country, but they would use the system of another country. They wouldn't even use the system of the United States. So if I'm landing in New York or Florida or Tennessee, they're using a system from another country. I said, why is that? And they were, they're not into business, but they're just saying, our system doesn't work, sir. And I said, boy, that's pretty sad. But we were all set to give it out to, look, you have a Raytheon and you have different companies like that, numerous companies. And you have companies that would do it, like an IBM, as an example. And you give out one deal, one contract. They gave out hundreds of contractors. They had diggers. They had non-diggers. They had people that focused on satellites.
Can everyone tap the like button and share this out?
Contracts.
Thank you.
One contract where one guy is controlling everything. If you need a trench, then they dig a trench. But if you don't dig the trench, they don't blame you. What happens is you don't dig it, then they say we want a cost overrun. Now, we have it all set, and we're going to be doing it. We would have done it, except that the election took a little strange turn. But the second one didn't. That was too big to rig. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you.
Okay, let me just wrap this up. I love the way he just says, that's the end, bugger off, get out. Right, this is what we're going to do. This is fantastic. Sensei, if we get to enough people in the chat, say Sensei, just put the name Sensei in. I'm going to ask Sensei to go live, do charts, show you how to trade this, to give us an extra special live show straight now, and we'll do that. So if you want Sensei to do a live chart for you, whatever stock you want, he will do it. Put in the chat right now, okay? So get that done, put that in the chat, and we'll get that done. Now then, before we go, because I'm going to hand you, if we get enough people say Sensei, I'm going to tell Sensei to go live right now, send you all to him, and whatever chart you want, we will cover it. I've got, you've got your last chance to call in. If you want to call into the show, we've got Saab in the chat. How do you feel, Saab? What a day.
Great. That's what we woke up for this morning. Just check that out. Saw it coming, and 3 months ago when all this was going to hell, we said Trump's bringing him to the table, and you know what? He's brought him to the table, and it started.
Yep, it's a pack of cards now. People can see what can be done. There's no doubt that deals can't be done. You can do a deal with the UK. We're going to deal with anyone. And if you don't get a deal, you get frozen out. So one by one, the cards will just fall over and it will gain momentum. The stock market, remember, the stock market is 6 months to 12 months ahead of the economy. It's going to buy ahead. And you've just heard the president say, whether you like him or you don't, basically, rocket fuel under the stock market. I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, the way he said it, it doesn't matter what Jerome Powell does, because we know when he does it, the market's going to explode. So who cares if it's next month or the month after? It's coming. We know it's coming. The deals are being done as we speak. It's a great, great time. But you don't want to chase the market, though. We bought this at the very, very bottom of all of this. We bought it. We were up late at night. We were doing it. And now we're going to get real rewards. I mean, we got predictions of Bitcoin going to 150 to 175 in the short term. The S&P is going to follow it. We've got short squeezes all left, right, and center. So I see lots of Senseis in the chat. Great. Okay. So Sensei, I'm just sending him a text now. Sensei, can you go live? And let me see if I can phone him up on the show just to annoy him. Just going to annoy Sensei. He's trying to set up his show up. I'm going to annoy him. I'm going to ring him up on the camera. See if he answers the phone. Hope he's dressed. The other day, I called him up. He was just getting out the shower. I said, for God's sake, don't. Oh, here we go. Yeah, here he is. He's picked up the phone. You'll be glad to know he's dressed. Sensei, can you go live in about 5 minutes? Sure, I'll do it. He's doing it. He's doing it. All right, set it up. We've got everybody now who wants charts, and you're going to be very busy, and then you'll take me through to the closing bell. Is that right? Lovely. I'll let you go then. You haven't got time to talk to me, mate. All right. I'll keep refreshing the screen until I see your thing, and then I'll send everyone to you. Okay? Bye-bye. 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 There's Sensei. He's going to go live for you. I love it. I love it. Oh, I love this job. Right, okay. If you want to call in and be like Saab and be on the show, you can. You've got a couple of minutes to go. So before I send you over to Sensei, he's just creating the stream right now. What he's going to do is do all the charts. I'm sure many of you want XRP, the buy zone, the sell zone, support levels. How do you trim this? So it's a trader's market right now. If you're an investor like me, you bought the bottom, you put all your cash in. I did. I put all my margin in, and I refinanced. I mean, I went all in and all in and all in. So I'm not buying a damn thing. I'm just waiting for my next paycheck to come from YouTube, start bringing my margin down, and that's it. I'm done. I've got enough to take me to $1 million. For the rest of you, if you didn't buy the bottom, many of us did, Saab did, many of us did. If you didn't do that, you want to know the best chances of buying in the market. It's going to rally. And to show you how confident I am in this, let me show you this. I mean, no one could be more... really no more transparent than this. This is my X account. There's my X. There's my Instagram in the chat. Look at this. I said to you, because what's the good of making predictions when it happens? Anyone could do that. It's bloody nonsense, right? Bloody rubbish. What did I do? I told you we were going to get a face-ripping rally. I made this statement 10 hours ago. This was before we got the news about the deal that had been done with the UK. I knew what was coming. And I said, I didn't just tell you it would be a face-ripping rally. I said, look for 3 a.m. I actually gave you a time as well. I did this in the early hours. I said, look for 3 a.m. Central Time stock magic. I posted that. Okay? You can't be more connected than that, right? And there it is. That was the post a few hours later. Look, at 3 a.m. we were going sideways, and exactly 3 a.m. right there, it started. And now it's just it's accelerating. So I posted that to tell you, this is what's coming. This is what's going to happen. And all I said was this. You all know my connections with the Bank of America. All I'm going to say is that I gave you my prediction before it started, and I even gave you the time. See all my posts. Look below, you see the post. 3 a.m. to the second. How? And all I told you, all I can tell you is the bank always knows. Have a wonderful day. And there it was. And Saab was up late at night. And if you remember, when we had the last late at night, it was when we were doing the China tariffs. We were up to 11 p.m. Eastern time. We couldn't quite get to midnight. I know we couldn't quite get there. But when there's stuff going on, you work. It often stresses Leah out. She's going, oh, you're working late again. Yeah, because if you work when the markets need you to work, when everyone's FOMOing in buying, you can sit on the beach and drink pina coladas for the rest of your life. I'm going live. Sensei said I'm going live. You're bloody not, mate. You can't go live until I bloody finished. He's just sending me a text to tell me he's going live. All right, there he goes. He's got his show set up. Oh, I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Steady on a minute then. Bloody hell, Sensei's getting all excited. Right, let me show you this. Look at this, folks. We are only just coming into greed. We're going to end up very soon in extreme greed, all right? So we're just starting off. So there's still the buying opportunity, but where? Where do you want to buy? So I'm going to send you to Sensei now. So before I do send you to Sensei, I'm going to give you your last... hang on. Sorry, I mean when you're done. Hang in. I can't even write it properly. Right. These are all the links you need. Okay, so here we go. If you want all my software, Alpha Spread Seeking Alpha, that enables me to get information ahead of schedule before anyone else, you want the software, it's in the chat for you right now. Click on that, okay? The next thing. If you want to join me tomorrow night for the party. We're going to celebrate this on the music channel. There is the music channel in the chat right now. If you want to know my trades before I make them, there's Instagram and there's X. If you want my newsletter, we've got a newsletter about to come out. There's my newsletter, and you get a birthday card. If you want the extra channel, we're live 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can be with the Lucas Aids, watching a restream of today's shows, talking to all the team 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You're talking live into the studio, talking directly with me, so I'm always there for you. There is the extra channel. If you want Discord, it's only premium. We provide training. We provide training videos. Talk to me. It's the only way you can communicate with me. Don't email me. Don't send me a text. Phone me up. It doesn't work. Through Discord, you send me a friend request, I accept it, and you can talk to me. I answer questions all the time. I'm always there to support you. There's Discord. If you want to become a member, there's the membership link. If you want free stocks for the USA, Robinhood, there it is. Free stocks, Robinhood UK. Right, you've got everything. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to end this live stream, send you over to Sensei. I'm going to bring it up now, so stand by. And Sensei is going to do the charts for you, and then that will take you into the closing bell. This is Sensei's video here. I'm going to give it you now. Here we go. So I'm going to take you there. I'm going to end the video phone-in. Saab, you stay there. I'm going to finish with you, as you've been with me the entire show. Unpin that. I'm going to end the poll. 70%, 1,008 votes say yes, a major rally coming. This isn't it, folks. This isn't it. It's just starting. This is just the beginning. We're going to all-time highs very, very soon. All right. Here is the link to Sensei's show. Let me give it to you now. So don't go there yet. I'll give you the link at the end. Live now. I will send you there automatically. So stay where you are. Live now. There you go. That goes to there. That goes to there. All right, that's pinned to the top. This is the event. This is where we're going to go live right now. XRP Bitcoin stocks pumping. Wow, love it. And Sensei is going to give you all the charts, how to trade it, because you don't want to be chasing into the market. If everyone can hit subscribe today, we could hit 80,000 subscribers. I'd love that to happen. So if you can subscribe today, that would be fantastic. Let me set the link up so it goes directly there. Boom, boom, boom. And I'm going to edit this now. Let me bring you Sensei's link. There we go. And we're going to go redirect into there. Okay, that's done. And I think we are out of here. Now then, just before I go, one final link. In fact, I won't do this. Is Sensei listening in? Oh, Sensei says, give me 3 minutes. Okay. I want everyone, and this is the perfect time. Perfect time. This morning, we started a campaign. This is the video here to enact change. I've already contacted the UK government parliament website. We've got the petition to change crypto policy in the UK. I don't need you to sign it yet. We've already got the first 5. Then they review it. Once they review it, I'll give you the link. So don't do anything there. But you can do this. This is the change.org petition. Go and check it out. All the videos went live this morning. We're going to really get busy with the UK government now on action for crypto. We had no signatures this morning. We've now got 26. We've just started promoting it. There, let me refresh it, see if I've got any more. 30 now. There we go. It's going up. We expect a few thousand within a week or so. So please do get involved with all of this. We're going to enact change in the UK. Sensei says he's just about ready. So I'm ready to go now and send you to Sensei. So you've all got the link. This is the event. It's pinned in the top. And we're going to go to final thoughts from Saab now. There you go. This is very exciting. So let me come back to Saab. Saab, there we go. What a day it's been. I know you've been up late. You've been doing everything. You're getting in the market. Here we go, mate.
It's been great to be share this with everybody. You know, the door's open now, and England's got a nice bit of leverage into Europe as well, because they're the first to the table. And they know how to do deals with big economies. Up today, 2.7% on the stocks, 8.78% on crypto. Markets are going up. I believe this is just the beginning, guys, and we've done the hard work. So let's just enjoy it now. I think I can have a nap now after last night.
I think you've summed it up perfectly. You know, we've done the hard work. The last few months has been tough. We've been going all day, every day, late nights, early mornings, no sleep. And now it's just kind of like, let everybody buy and get FOMO'd in, pump our stocks up. We're already in. Yeah. We don't have to do anything. But more than just the stocks going up, because stocks go up, stocks go down again. But we built a stronger economy. We've got a much, much better fundamental base. We've got GDP good. We've got inflation coming down. We've got interest rates coming down. We've got growth in the UK, growth in the United Kingdom, deals being done better than ever. You know, historic trade deals. If you are an investor and you bought the bottom, we ain't going down there again. That's come and gone. Now there'll be new bottoms, 20, 30% up from where we are, Saab. We won't give a damn, will we, mate? We won't care now.
I'm just going to enjoy this now because, you know, there's so much more to come yet. Like you said, interest rates haven't even come down yet. Yeah. ETFs haven't even started yet. There's so much to come now. Like we're in a little sweet spot right now. I can't wait now.
Yeah, it's exciting, mate. We can just come on every day and do nothing and just drink tea and lark about. People will go, what sort of investment channel is this? And we'll go, well, it ain't anymore. It's a celebration channel. We did the investing when you were all sleeping, mate. And now we just lark about. What sort of channel is this? Well, we just lark about now. Enjoy it. Anyway, Saab, thank you for being part of the whole thing. Thanks for calling in. I love the hoodie. By the way, if you love Saab's hoodie, by the way, that is an embroidered hoodie. That is the real deal. It's got the official logos on it. We paid the license to XRP Ripple to bring you. There's my logo. There's Sensei's logo, embroidered in a top quality hoodie. And if you want any of that stuff, here is the shop, martynlucasshop.com. I'm going to say goodbye to you as I show them the shop. Thank you ever so much, Saab, for being part of it. And love to your wife as well for catching her walking into the studio there. Cheers, mate. Thank you. There's Saab live on the show. Let me show you what we do here. This is our shop. We've got all the official merchandise. We pay to bring you official merchandise, all right? Official logos. We pay licenses. You can get Buy Like Buffett. You can get mugs. You can regulate, but you can't. But you can regulate the exchange, but not the code. We've got all of this for you. And what you can do is you can buy XRP phone cases. You can bundle them all up. And what we're trying to do is make it work really well for our investors, right? So you can win free mugs. There, look, you can win a free mug, win a free T-shirt. Once you get into the basket, you can get extra 20% off. We're here to try and help people. Some people don't care. They've got too much money. They come on in and they just buy a T-shirt. Great. We make some money on that. Thank you very much. But those that are in our Lucasade family, they'll come on and go, well, what if I buy some, what if I buy, I don't know, let's go into the homepage. What if I buy some XRP stuff and I buy an XRP mug? Let's say I buy an XRP mug. Where is XRP merch? Let's say I buy an XRP mug like that. And they go, hang on a minute, look at this. There's a bundle. I can add this to this to this. I can get this, and then I can get $36 off. Then I can win a free mug. Then I can get 20% off. Basically, if you shop around and you know what you're doing on our store, you can save money, and it's there to help people. So the rich people don't care. They'll just buy stuff and not bother. They'll just come back tomorrow. But those that are savvy will take advantage of that. Right, we're now going to go over to Sensei. He's going to give you all the charts. Have a wonderful day. I'm absolutely worn out. I've been going forever. I've been up all night. But now it's time to hand you over to Sensei. You've got a great show coming up. You all want to be in there. In fact, what I want you to do, right? This is what I want, right? Because it's a special show, a huge expense. I basically said, oi, get on it. Double rates. I didn't say that, Sensei. I didn't say that. Go into the chat right now. When Sensei starts, and what I want you to do, because he wasn't going to do this, he's just running from whatever he's been doing. I don't know what he's been doing. Nothing important, probably. I want you to go in the chat. I want everyone to copy and paste Sensei. Really, really annoy him. Really annoy him. The whole chat, just like that. Sensei. Let's celebrate. Let's have some fun. Annoy the hell out of him. And if he doesn't like it, Martin said we can do it. And nothing you can do about that. All right, that's it. The link's in the chat. I'll give it to you again. It's going to take you automatically there. Let's get ready. The markets are pumping. We're all in. And oi, oi, oi. Someone just said, Samuel Redner, oi, oi, oi. Absolutely right. That's it from me. Go and enjoy it. I'm out of here. Have a great day. I'll see you back for the closing bell. In the meantime, Sensei in the chat. I want to see it. Bye-bye for now. Take care of yourselves and each other.